Our man did the news inside. Our man, me and you and our man, EBO Noah is in the news for causing fear and panic to the public, and it's rather a very expected situation for me. I don't know about you though, but then when his whole flood prediction came in, and then he prophesied that there is going to be a flood. Okay, he says he talks the better, like you go rain. We if I build ark then things, but specifically Ebonoa himself, we all knew that he was in some way, somehow a content creator who was looking out to actually get some followers or get some clout, right? And he decided that was the best way to actually actualize his vision or sort of execute his dream. So he went for the long haul of actually going into some kind of a dubious means to achieve this aim. And I've sat here to actually say that I last time I did a video about him, I was actually saying that I think maybe something will be done about it, because quite recently we've seen the security agencies in Ghana very, very, very active. They are very active when it comes to trying to make sure that certain things are sorted. So I knew that it was just a matter of time for him to actually be arrested. Some of us that we have been in this country for a long time, some of these things we know that Charlie, Ghana police go grab you. But then it's said that there's a special Inspector General of Police special. Is it let me confirm it. Is it special? The Inspector General of Police's special cyber vetting team. That's new to me, though. I mean, I think it's related to the cyber crimes and everything that is going on in the internet, and those are the people that actually investigated into EBO NOAH'S issue. Some people are saying that they were actually giving him room to marinate and sort of find good information or like legal, have good legal grounds to actually arrest him. So as it stands now, we've not had any solid evidence or solid information about the outcome of his hearing, and then we are still keeping our ears on the ground. But there is a lot of conversations going on online, and this particular case, it went beyond Ghana, right? It went beyond Ghana. So most people in the world, other side of the world, were all interested in this particular case and how Ghana security agencies is going to sort of respond to something like this. And I'm not too sure how to say it, but a lot of people have their opinion concerning this. Some people believe that it's rightly so. It was just about time that he was arrested for causing fear and panic, not only for what he did, but also to sort of cause some level of for it to be a form of discouragement to anyone that intends to take on that route. Because you know how right now there's a lot of people that are going into content creation like I'm doing, and if such precedent is set and then the authorities are not able to sort of draw the line between where your content creation aspiration ends and when you are actually doing things illegal, then it will become like a platform that people will sort of exhibit in a very weird way. So in that regard, personally, if you ask me, some people are also saying along that line that it was right that he was arrested, and also some people were also saying that Charlie, he was extorting money from people. I don't know. Is it extortion? People donated to him, and then he didn't use the money to actually do what he actually told them that he would use it for. We saw him that he was actually riding a Benzo, and some people say that the Benz, being on. Personally, I don't think it was his own, because it didn't look like. It felt like maybe somebody in Benz where you go take them, they won't do some kind of allo content. Yeah, but I mean, some people are saying that he took the money and went to buy Benz. That personally, realistically, I don't think that Benz was his. Not that I think he can buy a Benz, but it didn't look like that anyway. I didn't feel or look like that to me. I don't know about you though. So it's like section of the internet are actually saying that it's a good thing, and another section of the internet are also saying that if the authorities are going to arrest EBO NOAH for what he did for false prophecy, then in the same vein, they should also target pastors or prophets in Ghana here that also daily, I think yearly, especially yesterday was 31st December, and we've seen a lot of prophecies with regards to how 2026 is going to roll. And people believe that if EBO NOAH will be put in that situation, then likewise, these people should also be called to book. So they feel like the law is some way being a lot, some kind of favoritism in a certain sense. I don't. Well, that one too, yeah, to some extent. But I think they are okay. Before we go into the possible legal consequences of this, let me just go through some of the social media comments from some lovely people that have this perception about what Ibu Noah did. Now, this is from Paul. Now, Paul is saying that for okay, so now Paul is responding to someone. Someone says that I believe that's that's Diamond. Diamond says, I believe that Ibu Noah has been arrested. It's unclear why it took authorities so long. But people who spread lies and create public panic shouldn't be allowed to operate unchecked. It seems Ghanaian authorities waited for solid evidence before acting. Arrest fake prophets. Okay, so I really don't know whether Ibu Noah qualifies to be a prophet, because I mean his only prophecy is this, and it looks more like not like a prophecy but a means to an end. Anyway, that's a self-acclaimed prophecy. So and then somebody replies and says that this is Metha. Metha says that I agree with you. May I add that he also financially profited from the chaos he created. People gave him the money they made after they sold their belongings, allow him to get a Mercedes. Well, like I said, this particular side of the Mercedes, I'm not too sure whether it's true. So, but that's what they are saying. People actually sold their belongings and then donated to his quest to build an ark to be able to sort of manage the flood situation that he himself created. That it was supposed to come on the 25th, and then we saw him on Rapaholic on the 25th, which was a bit some way. Anyway, and then this one also goes to. And this one is from Kabute. Kabute says that Ibu Noah deserves whatever happening to him now. Almost deceived a whole country and caused fear and panic too. And this one says that's okay. Okay, I will ignore the insult part. And then he says that what about the fake pastors who prophesize? And then he asks nonsense there. But I mean, yes. So some also believe that it should be like I mean it should be both sides. If you are going to arrest Ibu Noah, then there's a lot of fake pastors that's daily on the daily sort of gives false prophecy and they are not arrested. Well, we will come back to that anyway. For what exactly? Because in that case, every prophet who has ever made a prophecy that didn't come to pass should be arrested. So the people that are defending Ibu Noah are obviously going at it because we have a lot of fake, not necessarily fake, but prophecies that were not necessarily true. So it's prophecies are, to the best of my knowledge, they are predictions to what might happen in the future or what will happen in the future. So they are predictions, though it leaves a bit of room for it not to come to pass to a certain extent. But I honestly feel that with Ibu Noah's own, I don't know what you think, but help me think through this, right? So I honestly feel that with Ibu Noah's own, the reason why it was a bit complicated was because he was consistently sort of drumming it in people's ears that this is what is going to happen. And he made it so obvious that he believed in it so much. Then all of a sudden, it was like he was evading very important questions as to when it's supposed to happen, because initially he said 25th December, but he was smart not to have added a year. So later on, they were asking me, there was a lot of interviews that I saw Code Mitski even spoke to him, Kweku Menu spoke to him, and they asked him, so he mentioned 25th December. Ebo, what's it 25th December? You say 25th December. 25th December, no. You know, add the year. Which year? Which he said that the year wasn't revealed to him. So that sounded like someone that was just trying to be smart and then like sort of find a dubious means to deceive people. And after that too, we saw him at Rapaholic concert, right? So it felt more or less like he used or he coerced the whole public to sort of get the fame for him to sort of get himself seen or to be able to get a certain pedigree. So I feel when the authorities, perhaps when they are doing their investigation, these are the things that maybe they are going to kick our man's head with it, because it's like, why not wait? If you are a prophet, I mean, other prophet that's make predictions or prophesy that doesn't come through. We don't see them at people's concerts. Neither do we see them doing influencing job for other people and those kind of things. So then when that happens, then it becomes like, nah, Charlie, this guy, they won't use your mind, be that. Like who use who are doing now, because if you are truly a prophet, I mean, you should denounce your stand. You are a pastor, be in your lane. Okay, if you're a prophet, be in your lane. But right after the flood, and your man started mounting stage on Rapaholic, and before that too, we saw a lot of his content on social media that verified that he was already into content creation, and also the people around the ark that he supposedly built with his own finances or whatever were also denying that the ark belongs to him, and they were saying that the ark is actually some people's ark that they are building for some fishermen. And he only comes there and changes to actually lie to people that it belongs to him. So collectively, using all these evidences, I feel it makes his case a bit complicated as compared to the other prophets, because they are not in that position to sort of consciously coercing people. Maybe maybe to the best of authorities' knowledge, maybe to them they do see something, but maybe that whatever they see doesn't come to pass, and they don't keep on drumming it in people's ears consistently for the whole world to know that something like that is coming. So drop everything and then come to a certain act. Yeah. And after that too, they don't go around sort of using the same fear and panic they've created to sort of monetize or make themselves relevant in a certain way. I'm sure when he went to Rapaholic, if nothing at all, he'll be giving something in a certain way, and he's been doing influencing job and all that. So, yes, does it sound a bit unfair that if you take it on the line of prophetic or prophets, EBO NOAH hasn't been dealt with, maybe to a certain extent, but EBO NOAH technically isn't someone that is a prophet, that he's giving certain prophecies that people can confirm that this is my prophet that I go to, and he's actually verified prophet, but he's someone that he self-acclaimed prophets because of his one prophecy that he only prophesied once, and that prophecy hit the whole world, and it didn't come to pass. So I think it's a bit delicate. So he's still going through the legal system. We don't know what will happen now, and we are still having our ears on the ground to see whether we can actually bring some details to what can happen. I don't know what you think about this though, but do you think that what people are saying, that maybe if EBO NOAH will be treated this way, other prophets too should also be in a certain way arrested for not prophesying or making their prophecies actually not coming to pass? I mean, this is yearly. I mean, yesterday there's a lot of prophecies online and all that. So do you think that it's something that maybe the government or the authorities can also look into? Because we are in this country whereby some prophets have actually prophesied that something is going to happen. For example, not that I'm remembering something bad, but rest in peace to the honorable statesmen that actually lost their life in the helicopter. But before that happened, there were prophets that actually prophesied that something like that was going to happen. So with regards to prophecies, I feel there is a place for it in the society, because after that, the helicopter issue is when the government actually opened the portal that if you have a prophecy, you should come to them so that they can at least verify it and stuff. But I mean, it was a massacre. It was total something when a lot of people were actually going to the government with a lot of weird prophecies. So they have to shut that section of the governments down. And so I feel, yes, there's a place for prophecy, but just that EBO's own was a bit some way, to me, if you ask me, and I don't know what you think about it. Our ears are on the ground, and then Charlie, anything that comes up in relation to this particular story, I'll come here to update you. We are in a new year, and I would like to wish you a special happy new year to you and your family, and I hope that you're enjoying your holidays the best way that you can. I'm wishing you the best of everything that this year has to offer: health, wealth, ambition, fulfillment, everything that this new year has to offer. And obviously stay with us, because we have a lot of very juicy, educative, and very memorable content coming your way. And thank you for always doing this with me. The name remains Donald, not Trump, and I will see you definitely on the other side. Peace.